Hello guys, my name's Glermit, and if you're clicking on this video, you're likely looking for some advice for Traya Omicron. Or maybe you're just wondering, are you using them correctly? Defensively, offensively, 3v3, 5v5? Well, don't worry guys, I have that all covered in today's video. So we're actually on the Hyperdrive Race to Kaiba account today. And recently I got Traya guys, and you can see Traya's almost relic. And I've got the Zeta ready for when I get this Omicron in the next week or two. So I am going to be a Traya enjoyer like many of you are. And it's very important you know what Traya can do so you're getting the most utility there. So in terms of modding, because that's obviously the most important thing, if I bring up the accounts, Traya typically, there's a few ways you can mod her. One of them is just speed, health is quite nice here. You can actually mod them for offense. Some people go potency because she can inflict debuffs. So on a basic ability, she's going to do a special damage, daze them, and then she inflicts all debuffs on all allies to target enemy for 1 turn, which is really nice. So some people like to put a bit of potency on her. You also have the ability block here on the special as well, and healing immunity. So that's the reason some people go for the potency. But I'll be honest, guys, I'm not really... I don't really think it's necessary. I think it's a bit overkill. Then we have Savage, who we'll talk a little bit about. You're going to want to mod him for either offense or health, with health primaries or offense primaries. That's typically what you're going to see. Some people throw in a little bit of defense, but I think the health is generally what a lot of us are going to be using. Then we have Talon, and she's going to be modded for offense and potency, guys. She inflicts ability blocks in a basic, which is really nice, and that's really why you want her to have decent potency, so you keep on applying those ability blocks, because it's very important in some counters we're going to be talking about. Then we have Nihilus, and typically he's modded speed and health. Guys, I don't have the mods in this account at the moment, but he's normally modded speed and health. Some people mod him just health, some people for a bit of defense in there. But honestly, the higher health, the quicker the better. Especially under Traya lead, or his lead even, with the Traya Omicron. It's very nice having that fast Nihilus, because he gets the Annihilate off quicker, and then he gains all the survivability he needs. Then finally, we have Sith Trooper, but we'll also have a notable mention to Scion and Set, because they show up in a lot of these as well. Sith Trooper, you're going to want to mod for offense or crit damage. I just haven't really got around to modding him just yet. So offense, crit damage is what you're going to want to mod this guy for. You're also going to want to have some health in there as well. And then if you're running Scion, speed and defense, guys. You want Scion to be fast. So Scion, you can see here, he is not the quickest of guys. Obviously at Relic, he's going to be a little bit quicker, but you want him to be fast, because the quicker he gets off his special, this one, Held by Hatred, he's going to gain some health back if he's been damaged, and then while he has Held by Hatred, he's going to gain 100% defense, which is insanely good. And that's why you don't really need to mod him for too much health and defense, just a little bit of defense here, a little bit of speed. Let him get that Held by Hatred, that's what he's in the team for. The other thing is, when he gets pain off, then he taunts. That's kind of his perma-taunt. If he doesn't have pain, he doesn't taunt, and that's why he's not really a pre-taunt, guys, because you typically you want to start off with taunt or pain. And then obviously Set, you're going to mod just defense if you go down that route. And then Marauder, we're going to go crit damage, crit chance. Okay guys, so now we know the basics for the modding. What are the team compositions? And do they actually change for 3v3? So for 5v5, these are the teams that I would recommend you try on defense here. And the modding does change ever so slightly, and I'll explain that in a second. So we have Traya with Savage, Talon, Nihilus, Sith Trooper. I think this is the best lineup you can set. It's very intensive, and it requires 3 Omicrons to work. 2 Omicrons, sorry guys. Yeah, no, 3 Omicrons. So why did I doubt myself? So Traya's Omicron, if you guys actually don't know what it does a little bit more than most people think. So if you was to ask the average player and say, hey, what does Traya Omicron do? A lot of them would just say, it just reduces cooldowns. Guys, that's the bare minimum this does. Don't even worry about that. That's not why we're doing Traya Omicron. Traya's Omicron does the following. Sith allies gain 40% crit damage, they gain 40% max health and 40% offense. Whenever a Sith ally suffers a debuff, they gain 10% bonus protection stacking until the end of their turn, and at the start of each Sith ally's turn, Traya dispels all debuffs on them, and all Sith allies gain 5% crit damage, health steal, and max health stacking to max 100% for the rest of the encounter. Now there's a second line here, which isn't as important, and it's actually that whenever someone else is hit, this is Talon, Cylon, Nihilus, Traya is going to get 12% offense stacking, and this is why modding her for an offense set can be really nice, because in the right lineup she will do massive damage. But I still think a speed set is fine on her, because, guys, you just want her to be getting that isolate out. Nihilus is the threat here, not really Traya, but the offense set is really nice here. The first time they go below 90% health, they're going to be refreshing cooldowns. This goes for Talon, Scion, Nihilus, and obviously Traya. So guys, that's kind of the Omicron, but really the benefit here is just the amount of offense you can gain. So now we know this information, why is this team comp so good? So Traya already, she's isolating, she's going to be preventing counterattacks, so Wampa will not work. She's got the ability block, she's got the debuffs. Savage is going to be your taunt. If you have the Omicron, he's just going to be taunting non-stop. He's going to have insanely high health and defense, and this is only helped by Traya increasing these stats. Remember guys that Savage keeps on giving his vulnerable, he's being critted, he's already, refreshing his debuffs, getting rid of them, but he's going to be gaining so much offense. And if you couple this with the Savage Cron, then you have an extra, what is this? Extra 16% health steal and offense stacking to max 160. So you can actually go upwards of 260% offense, not including the 40% bonus that Traya gives at the beginning. So you can see where the team just gets really offense heavy, which is why having these two together is really nice. Talon's in here for a very specific reason, guys. Talon has a lot of synergy with the Sith trio. That is her home. A lot of us use her Amalgas, but she is best with Traya. And if we was to have a look at her kit, she's got the ability block, she's got all of this stuff, but she has the turn meter, so if Traya is hit, you gain turn meter. She has the mini savior on Traya, which is really nice. And then, guys, if you have her Omicron, or even if you don't have her Omicron, it's still very good, but if you have the Omicron, she gains additional bonuses. She's also going to be giving you extra offense, which is really nice. It becomes a very offense-heavy team. GLs are going to be losing to this, and you're going to be beating GLs in offense. Nihilus, he's just in a team to annihilate someone. That's basically it. Cooldown reduction, annihilation. Sith Trooper's the key, guys. This guy's so good in this team. Why is that? If you have his Zeta, whenever someone dies, this includes Sith and First Order, he's going to take a bonus turn. So, what Advantage is going to do is it's going to make the next hit a critical hit. Okay? So he's going to crit. He already has insane offense. He has an insane amount of crit damage. If you modded him right, he's going to gain loads more bonuses. And if someone on the team has died, he gains 50% more damage for each of the defeated Sith allies. So he will nuke. Not to mention he's also assisting, which is really, really nice for constant damage. Very good team. The next lineup, you just basically remove Sith Trooper, and you're actually going to put Scion in here. And this is more of a defensive defensive. This is more of a team that can crush your opponent. This one's more of like a timeout team. I prefer this one, but this is also very good having Scion in here. You get more bonuses from Talon. She's going to be gaining more loyal hand. More loyal hand is more offense for the team. And then we have the third option. You can actually put in Marauder here, guys. Similar reason to putting in Sith Trooper. Marauder has a lot of offense. Now, it won't be as high as in a DR team. If you remember, guys, they gain offense for each debuff in play. As you can see, for each buff on all characters, Sith Marauder has 2% crit chance, offense, and potency for each debuff on all characters. I read that completely wrong. Sorry, guys. So they're going to gain the health steal and the tenacity for each buff, and then they're going to gain the offense and all of that for each debuff. So you might not see as much offense as you would like, but they still ramp really high with, Savage and Traya in there. So you can also just remove Savage and actually put Scion in there, but then the quality of the team does go down. Now, the final thing you can really do with Traya teams on defense is you can actually do Nihilus lead. Now you need to be a little bit careful here because that does open up the possibility of your opponent using Gidme, because everyone's going to have a lot of health, so it's a lot of health based damage. So you do need to be a little bit careful there, but this can also work really well, and overall you tend to get higher hold rates with Nihilus lead over Traya lead. So guys, now we know the 5v5 teams, what sort of counters are we looking at if you take on offense? Well, you can actually 3-man General Skywalker. You can take Traya, Nihilus, and Vampire Trooper. If you want to make it even easier, you do Nihilus lead. You need the tank in there, guys, and it's just to take the armor shred from gas. But as long as you do that, you're fine. Sometimes you may not one-shot, but you will at least take out General Skywalker and have easy cleanup if you choose to go that way. We also have a TW defensive lineup or a Lord Vader counter here in Traya, Nihilus, Scion, Talon, and Sidious. If you have Sidious's Omicron, this can be really strong in TW. Otherwise, this can work if you need it to, especially against lower relict Lord Vader teams, and it's all because of Sidious being able to reapply healing immunity throughout the battle. Really, really nice. We also have a Malakos counter, guys. Traya, Nihilus, Vampire Trooper, Darth, Scion, and Savage. You go the triple tank, you can survive, Nihilus and Traya will deal the damage needed. And there's plenty more counters. You can do Geos, Mothma teams, you can go for a lot of teams. Especially once you have the Omicron, you can start beating Adrad teams, you can beat other teams as well. It's really nice. And if you do Nihilus lead, you have even more counters, guys. I'm not going to list them all here, but you can go out there, experiment, try stuff. It's amazing. Now, in terms of 3 versus 3, guys, and what we can do there, from a defensive point of view, you are a bit more limited. We have Traya, Nihilus, and Scion. We have Traya, Nihilus, and Savage. Then we have the anti-Gidme, which is Nihilus lead with Traya and Talon, which is really, really nice, because what will happen is Talon's going to start under stealth. Nihilus is in the leader slot, meaning if he's killed, he's going to have that second chance. This is really nice. Whereas if you do Traya lead, they can still come in, kill Nihilus, and they can kind of get through. But doing it this way is really nice, doing Nihilus lead here with Talon. It does open up other counters, but if you want to have that anti-Gidme, this is the team to go for. And then what is traditionally seen as the best lineup is Nihilus lead with Traya and Savage. Just bear in mind, guys, this can be Gidmade, but it's still the best lineup for defense out there. And then we have the final lineup, which is going to be Nihilus lead with Traya and Scion. Again, typically, Nihilus leaders can perform better on defense with the Omicron. All of this is because of the fact that as soon as someone goes below 90% health, Traya is going to be reducing their cooldowns to 1. So Nihilus is going to go. And Nihilus lead is converting protection to health, meaning 1 piece of damage, and most likely you're going to be in a position where you can annihilate turn 1. Now, in terms of your 3v3 counters, we have Reaver. So we have Traya, Savage, and Nihilus to deal with Reaver. Also note you can do this in 5s as well. We then have another Malakos counter. This had a pretty good success rate last 3v3. Malgus counters tend to use Nihilus lead because it's easier to get the kill. Also, just a note, guys, Nihilus lead gives you that extra survivability with the health, which can be very nice. And then obviously there's way more counters. Zoris, we can beat counter, Adrad, Grievous. There's loads of counters you can do with Nihilus. So guys, hopefully some of you have learned something about Traya today. We've gone over the modding, we've gone over the teams. Traya is an amazing character, amazing team to farm up as the Sith triumvirate team. Honestly, if you're going to take anything away from this, I would invest in the top team for 5s, and for 3s I would invest in Savage, Nihilus, and Traya. And guys, just the final closing words, you can then take this team and use it in Proving Grounds. So if you're lower GP and you want to relic this team up to relic 3, you can go ahead using Proving Grounds and beat almost every single one pretty nicely as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Glurmit, and as always, guys, have a glowing day.